Throughout history, humanity has gone through many cultural shifts. According to McLuhan, it's impossible to understand social and cultural changes without knowledge of the workings of the media. There are many moments in our history where the media played a pivotal role in bringing significant changes to society. Some may question if the changes were always beneficial. For instance, Gutenberg's invention flawed the rewrote with printed material, and the literacy rates began to rise. In the 17th century, education became an emphasized part of urban societies, further catalyzing the spread of literacy. Similarly, in the 1920s, the radio became the first modern cultural medium to reach the masses. It connected people from faraway distances, and it made the country more homogeneous. As radio brought an expanding impersonal public sphere home to North Americans, they encountered a world in which even culture and communication might be centralized and standardized. These changes helped to bring people together, connecting rural and urban populations, and contributed to anticipating globalization. As humans navigated through recent changes like the popularization of the internet and smartphones, they also had to adapt to the arrival of social media. In this video, we will compare a few distant social media and point out which one was the most beneficial in terms of positive change to society. Since its first invention in 1997, social media has drastically changed our social fabric with its vast popularity. In 2010, only 500 million people use social media. In 2022, this number jumps to almost 4 billion people. By definition, what makes a social media platform are profiles for users, the ability for users to upload content constantly, and the ability for users to discuss content and connect with other users. Based on this definition, we added the following social media to our comparison list: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. They all have personal profiles where the public can see their preferences and upload new content. Additionally, they allow users to discuss content and share it with friends. Although they share similarities, these social media are different in many ways. To analyze their difference, it is useful to consider the following statement: the way we send information is more important than the message itself. A message form determines how it will be perceived and how we will engage with it. In other words, the choice of a medium has profound implications for how a message is received, understood, and acted upon. It means that we must recognize the difference in between the explicit message, the content, and its covert message, the medium. This is especially important when considering social media because the message, explicit and implicit, changes according to the nature of the platform. Social media has become a significant catalyst for sharing misinformation, as it is easier to share fake news than to fact-check. For instance, Twitter makes it easy to share fake news. That happens because the platform allows for easy content sharing without much need for it to be created, as it is a medium geared towards efficiency and urgency. Although not specifically targeted towards urgency, Facebook and Instagram are also strong players when it refers to sharing fake news. They create filter bubbles formed by algorithms that generate content feeds based on the user's biases. These bubbles can be even more dangerous when considering that 62% of Americans are getting their news from social media, and at least occasionally. The fear is that the filter bubbles could affect how you make decisions in real life. The more people share fake news, the more they validate the message, even though it's not real. Additionally, when you have your close friends sharing misinformation, you are more likely to believe it is real because you have endorsements from someone familiar to you, someone who means something to you. As McLuhan says, only messages suited for the environment created by their medium survive. The fake news only thrive and turn viral because they are targeted to specific filter bubbles. This is only possible because the executives in power of social media companies do not see content creation as a priority. To turn the problem even worse, these companies have a powerful billionaire monopoly over the market, sell private information from users to other companies without their permission, and do not have to worry about legal consequences because the market is extremely unregulated. As a consequence, social networks became a fertile ground for misinformation. In the long term, the misinformation can contribute to weakening democracies, spreading hate, and intensifying political extremism. Despite spreading misinformation, social media is correlated to increases in isolation and psychological distress. Additionally, social media's competition for the user's attention might be decreasing inhibitory ability or the ability to correctly filter out irrelevant information. Overall, it does not seem like social media has brought positive change to society since its appearance. However, one social media in particular has brought more benefits when compared to others: YouTube. YouTube is the most commonly used tools for students to learn from. It popularized access to information, allowing people to learn from a plethora of different sources. Additionally, according to a report from the Royal Society for Public Health in the UK, where the effects of social media on young people's mental health were examined, YouTube was the only social media reported as having an overall positive impact on mental health. The video streaming platform scored very high in categories like awareness, self-expression, and community building. However, YouTube is not a clean bill of ethics, as it faces the same problem as the filter bubble algorithm mentioned earlier. The issue does not get as intense as in other social medias because YouTube does a bad job at spreading content, particularly if the users turn their history off. YouTube's nature as a social media does not rely heavily on users visiting other individual profiles. The platform is mostly divided between creators and viewers, with the vast majority being viewers. Viewers usually do not upload content and don't interact as often as if they were in other platforms. That means that YouTube is not acting as a spreading medium. Secondly, for the content uploaded to have visibility on YouTube, it needs to cater to a higher quality bar, which means fewer people uploading content. Secondly, for the content uploaded to have visibility on YouTube, it needs to cater to a higher quality bar, which means fewer people uploading content. In summary, YouTube ends up spreading slightly less misinformation because of how bad it is at convincing users to post their own content and interact more. By any means, YouTube is not immune to spreading misinformation. BBC recently covered a research revealing that fake AI science videos have been uploaded to YouTube, and many children were easily misled by its fake claims. That demonstrates that the YouTube teams definitely need to step up to avoid similar issues. To conclude, YouTube can be considered a lesser evil when comparing different social media and their impacts on society. With no doubt, social media would definitely be a better place to navigate if their owners acknowledged their impact on the spread of misinformation and acted upon it.